Well, here's an idea, you fucking communist. Why don't you go back to your pigs first, and then maybe we'll work out.
I never thought that I'm up next, even though I stay beefing with a few sets. Press play, take a few breaths, cause I rap what I live and I don't flex. Life on the road, get a few checks. Two bad bitches give me good sex. On stage doing mic checks. Came in the game hitting on next. And I'm up next. Came in the game and I'm up next. Backstage and I'm up next. Gotta gain base when I'm up next. And I'm up next. Came in the game and I'm up next. Backstage and I'm up next. Gotta gain base when I'm up next. Thinking out loud. Nigga from the city on the alley right now. Right around town and I'm blowing that loud. Niggas they be hating cause I'm up right now. So they like, Ghost, is you really in the field though? Cause I be rapping how I feel though. Look, side deals on the D-low. Make sure shit straight like a field goal. Everything I make my profit. Niggas walk up on me, I'll pop it. Look, I chase bread, won't stop it. Ain't there but my name in the topic. Life good cause I just signed. I'm doing good, man, I'm just fine. I do lick, I don't do wine. I'm the type that'll always hit a punchline. Man, I started in a trap house. 360 on the map now. I don't know how to act now. Since we made it, everybody's trying to rap now. Going in, never back down. And I thank God where I'm at now. I don't know how to act now. And I put my whole life on the track now. I never thought that I'm up next, even though I stay beefing with a few sets. Press play, take a few breaths, cause I rap what I live and I don't flex. Life on the road, get a few checks. Two bad bitches give me good sex. On stage doing mic checks. Came in the game hitting on next. And I'm up next. Came in the game and I'm up next. Backstage and I'm up next. Gotta gain base when I'm up next. And I'm up next. Came in the game and I'm up next. Backstage and I'm up next. Gotta gain base when I'm up next.
What's good, everyone? It's Lila Dog 568, and this is the beginning of like a new podcast I kind of wanted to do because a friend of mine, Nick Bean, suggested I should. I'm sure a lot of you know who he is. If you don't, go check out his Twitter, NickBean50. You know, he may have a YouTube. Ask him for that and subscribe, like, comment, everything. So let's just get into it right now with what we're doing today. So today I wanted to talk about Antifa, or rather about what happened in Portland yesterday. So for a lot of you that don't know, yesterday there was a free speech rally in Portland, Oregon for Trump supporters in which they got together to express their right to free speech. This happened a week after a train attack where 2 people were killed, a third one was injured, in a stabbing attack by some random scumfuck that was talking shit to, a Muslim girl and a black girl just because they were brown and black, But what happened was originally the pussy-ass mayor Ted Wheeler tried to have the rally canceled, and the ACLU said you can't do that. They have a right to free speech even if you don't like it. So the rally went through, and 3 groups came to protest. There were some social democrats, kind of like what Bernie Sanders is, that came to protest. A trade union came to protest. And then, of course, the third group was the Rose City Antifa, which is the Antifa chapter inside of Portland, hence the name, the Rose City. And Antifa, it's a very weird organization. A lot of people don't know a lot about them. They really are a European creation originally. They didn't really begin in this country, and they didn't really become popular in this country until after Donald Trump was elected. So today I'm kind of going to be going through exactly what Antifa is and also what happened and everything and all the shit they do. So let's just, get down to business, everyone. So anti-fascist action began in Europe originally, in Germany, to fight the Nazis back during the 1920s into the 1930s. However, it's turned into some fucked up shit recently with shit like this. What happened was, ever since Trump got elected, the alt-right has basically been the group that's really helped Trump win, really supported him, his most devoted fans. And they're made up of a lot of different people. They're not one political ideology, but there's a lot of fascistic-leaning people in there. But Antifa basically is taking it upon themselves to take on these people. So Antifa, you can see them in this photo. This is from America, by the way. a lot of people wonder exactly what they are politically. There's debate. Well, are they anarchist? Are they communist? What are they? Well, I think that calling them anarchist is a bit misleading because anarchism isn't really one ideology, and it's kind of a broad term to describe intense libertarianism gone wrong. But basically, Antifa, if you call them anarchist or communist, no matter what, you're right if you say either. They're both. See, Antifa is a group known as anarcho-syndicalists, also known as anarcho-communists, and will be known through the rest of the video as ANCOMs for short. So what exactly do ANCOMs even stand for? It's a very interesting question, but I can pretty much answer. So basically, there's like many different types of anarchism. So the first one you see here is anarcho-syndicalism / anarcho-communism. This is the Antifa group right here. You often see these flags at their events. Anarcho-communists are basically real communists. Like when you see authoritarian communism, like Mao or Stalin, or Pol Pot, that's not really real communism. And I know you've probably heard a million times communism wasn't done right. Well, it really wasn't if you think about it. What Marx wanted was a stateless society where people voluntarily shared stuff. That never happened because it just can't realistically work. Hold up a sec. I'm just walking over here really quick. But anyways, Marx wanted a stateless society where everyone shared everything voluntarily, and workers' councils ran each city and town, and there was no nation state. That's what these guys want too. They don't want nation states. They want little like city-state type things in each town that are run by local workers' councils made up of the unions. Another group is anarcho-capitalism, and this explains, by the way, why anarchism is not really one ideology. You would think that since they're both anarchists, they'd like each other. No. And ANCOMs and ANCAPs hate the shit out of each other because they're completely on opposite ends of the political spectrum. ANCAPs tend to be like very diehard capitalists. They basically think there shouldn't even be a government because we should all just, own our own property, sell stuff, no regulation on business. They're also known as pure capitalists, just like anarcho-communists are also known as libertarian communists or true diehard Marxists. There's also a lot of other types of anarchisms, although ANCAPs and ANCOMs tend to be the two main ones. Green anarchism, also known as anarcho-primitivism, is basically anarcho-environmentalism. These people believe that society inherently is bad because we're not living in the environment. We should respect the environment and we must become part of it again. Nothing's stopping them from becoming part of the environment themselves, but apparently they want to drag us kicking and screaming into the woods with them. Anarcho-feminism believes that society is inherently patriarchal and that the only way to end this is to end a state society, and we need a stateless society. Queer anarchism looks similar to the anarcho-feminist flag, and they often work hand in hand with anarcho-feminists, these two groups also work with the anarcho-syndicalists a lot. They believe society is inherently homophobic, and the only way to stop that is to have a stateless society. The last one's anarcho-pacifism. They believe society is inherently violent, and the only way to end that is to have a stateless society. Now, what's the similarity between all these groups? They don't fucking work. They don't work. For real, they don't work. I mean, you can't have a stateless society. If there's no country, we would literally become like the Middle Ages again. So anarcho-pacifists automatically would be just screwed because we would have nothing but endless violence. And these anarcho-communists and ANCAPs, they never have a society. And ANCAPs, how are you going to leave your business if you got to worry someone's going to break into it while you're gone because we live in a stateless society? You'd have to pay someone to guard the business or you'd never be able to leave. And communists, how would you make people redistribute stuff? What if I don't want to share my crap? I guess you're just screwed at that point. Plus, here's the thing. You want to get rid of the corporation and have the workers seize the means of production. Well, then what? What are you going to do then? Because if you start selling stuff from that factory, you're just a corporation. So you kind of defeated your own purpose. But if you don't want to sell stuff, the factory's going to close down. Where are you going to be the union of then? So you just got yourself into a corner. And there's no way out of that corner. And this is why all of these anarchist type ideologies are just really, really stupid. They're just completely stupid. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is another problem with communists. Anarcho-communists are a very violent bunch of people. They believe in a thing called direct action, which basically means taking violent action against all enemies, which include not just people they think are fascists, as Antifa means, which means anti-fascism, but anything that represents capitalism too. So banks, stores, you name it, they're going to get violent. They're a very violent bunch of people. They're not very smart. They tend to be basement dwellers, and that's the other thing too. A lot of these people live in mom's basement. They've never worked one day in their life. How do you represent the working class if you've never worked one day in your life, you fucking dumbass? Exactly. They're not a very peaceful group of people. They tend to be some society's most low of the low members, and as you can see, they don't really contribute anything. These, by the way, this is what mainly makes up the resistance to Trump. The resistance to Trump tends to be anarcho-communists. There are other groups such as various SJWs, traditional communists, and socialists, but these guys are really the foot soldiers of the hashtag. Well, that's really it for today, guys. It's a very short podcast, but I will be doing some longer ones. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And, that's really about it. I'll be doing more podcasts soon. Basically, every Monday and Friday, and maybe Wednesday as well, I'll put out podcasts on YouTube. But that's really about it, These guys aren't very smart. They're pretty much banes to society. They're menaces to society. And I really can't understand why there are people that actually think this shit works. Not only is it not realistic, but it's just downright violent shit with all this direct action crap. So, thank you. Peace the fuck out.